What's up, guys? This is Vince. You may also know me as Overrun on social media. Today we'll be going through this speeded up video of the process of how I drew this work called Strays. This is actually quite a personal work. The main idea of it is to visualize the invisible strays and turn it into impression and association. So I ain't trying to be too complicated here. I just started with 3 shapes in different colors. One of them is the character, and the other 2 are a gigantic floating cube and its cast shadow on the ground. So, as for the composition, I chose to only show a single peak of the whole cube, because I somehow found that triangle shape tends to give a more aggressive feeling rather than square does. It's already predictable that the character is gonna be smashed by the cube, but with only showing a single peak of it, it almost feels like it's gonna step on him painfully first. And the edges of the cube and the cast shadow also offers a perfect guideline, leading our eyes to focus on the center of the whole image, which is where the main character is. When you are drawing a character in silhouette, try not to be too obsessed with proportion and small details and structures in early stages. If the silhouette is clear enough for you to see both the character's appearance and what they are doing, most time it's gonna be fine. It's really not a big deal if the head is a little bit too big or the hands are a little bit too small or something. We can always leave those to be fixed when we are drawing the draft or the line art based on the silhouette. Here I found myself being very indecision about the guy's hairstyle. I tried a few different ones and ended up chose a very plain one, so let's just skip that. After the line work was done, I'd adjust the size of the character and move it upward a little bit, cause I decided to make the character's hair the darkest thing in this whole drawing. And then, by having it surrounded by the pure white background, we got our largest contrast here in the whole drawing, which is gonna grab the audience attention. And now we've created the mask of the character, which we can later draw colors, tones, and lights on. At the time, I decided to leave the character there for a while and then went work on the background. First of all, I blurred the edges of the cat's shadow on the ground with the eraser tool in the soft brush. And then, by double-clicking the layer of the shadow, I gave it a purple outer glow effect to bring a colder tone to it. Instead of having a real purple shadow, I only used the outer glow effect to give it a purple color because I still kinda want the whole work to be minimalist. Just a little bit hint of the cold tone is enough for the audience. I gave a little variation to the saturation of the skin color here to make it a little bit more interesting. As the base color is done now, we're moving on to build up the tones. As the character is all covered in shadow, there's basically no direct light on him. So what we are doing here is to draw the ambient occlusion, which is basically darken the places that the ambient light doesn't go in as much, such as small holes on the object or two surfaces or two objects that are close to each other. Like I mentioned a while ago, I wanted to make the color composition of this work minimalist, so I changed the color of the cat's shadow on the ground to purely gray just with purple outer glow. And then let's move on to draw the texture of the floating cube. I wanted it to be like stone or marble. As for drawing this kind of natural texture, using the texture brushes is a pretty good idea. The way to do it is to create a new layer and then apply your texture there. Again, I used the mask to let the texture layer only attached on the cube. There's a useful little hack here, which is to adjust the brush of your eraser tool into the brush that you're gonna use to draw the details. And then you can erase the parts of the texture layer that just doesn't look good. In this way, the applied texture layer is gonna be blended better with the details that you're gonna draw with this brush. Again, we are using the same skill to apply some texture on the ground, to emphasize that it is a surface with perspective. And then finally I went on to draw the character's value and details. Remember that we talked about how the character is in a space that is surrounded by ambient lights? So be careful with the value building here. We don't want it to be too directional. Alright, that's pretty much all of it for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you find this video helpful, educational, or interesting, please do give me a thumbs up, share with your friends, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel for more upcoming content. See you next time. Bye.